Hello everybody, my name is Alex and welcome to another Civilization 6 video. Yeah, I broke down Gran Colombia earlier. It was meant to take me 2 hours, it took me 6. That was sad. But I enjoyed breaking it down. But we've got even more information on some other stuff coming on Thursday with this update. And today we are going to go through it. So I'm going to go through the Apocalypse game mode and what kind of things are going on in there. I'll give you a hint. That's bad. We're also going to talk about some of the new natural wonders, and I'll give a bit of history in there just so you have some context of what they are. Why am I throwing my arms around again? It's 11:30, this is what I do now. So the first thing to say with this Apocalypse game mode is it requires Gathering Storm. Now I know most of us, we probably already have Rise and Fall and Gathering Storm, but a few people have asked me, what should I do? Should I pick up the old expansions, Rise and Fall and Gathering Storm, or should I just pick up this new pass? Pick up the old expansions first, because basically some of this stuff you can't even play if you don't have them, so you might as well just get them first. So I hope that helps someone. The second thing to mention is that the new update coming on Thursday adds forest fires and meteor showers as disaster types to all games. Now, my understanding of this, and if you think differently, do feel free to let me know, is that forest fires and meteor showers are not exclusive to the Apocalypse game mode. They are basically being added into just your standard game. Just like flooding is, that's what's kind of being added here. So they're going to be in the standard game. I think they are nice additions though. I mean, people have been asking for this sort of stuff for a long time. So forest fires especially popular in the community. So well done to Firaxis for adding stuff people want to see. Moving on then to the absolute carnage, which is going to be the Apocalypse game mode. This is going to be crazy. Now, the first thing I would like to mention about the Apocalypse game mode is that I think you can toggle it on and off in a standard game. It's not like a scenario, you know, Vikings, Raiders, Traders. Why was that the first one that came to my head? It's not like that kind of scenario, but it's also not like your standard game. Basically, the way I think you activate this is just go to create a standard game, and then you can sort of toggle Apocalypse game mode on and off. But what kind of things will it include? Why did I do it like that? So the Apocalypse game mode will include new disasters, because the disasters we had were not good enough for this Apocalypse game mode. We needed things that were bigger and better. The first one of these is the comet impact, and the second one is the solar flares. So I'm not a scientist or anything like that, but that's going to destroy a city. I mean, that is scary. If I put time into building a city and then that hit it, I'd probably cry. Where with the comet, though, it's pretty obvious that what it's going to do is destroy everything. With the solar flares, I think the impact it's going to have is a little bit more challenging. By the way, I think they look absolutely stunning. I don't know if anyone else thinks that. But yeah, the comet's going to destroy everything. I think the solar flares are probably going to damage a lot of stuff. In real life, I know they can like spark power out, can't they? Bring aircraft down, maybe, if you had a massive solar flare. So I'm imagining stuff like that in the later game. But maybe in the earlier game, they'll just like damage districts, damage improvements, stuff like that. But we'll have to see. I don't know, is that big enough scale though? Is the solar flares a big enough scale just damaging stuff when the comet just brings total destruction? There's also going to be larger versions of existing disasters for people that are not satisfied with the total carnage and destruction of comets. So, I mean, this is going to be carnage. If you want to see me play this game mode and probably have a mini meltdown when something like this happens, do let me know down in the comments. So the next thing to mention is that there is going to be a new military unit in this game mode exclusively called the Soothsayer. Now, this is a support unit that can trigger natural disasters at the player's command. That sounds very much like playing God, doesn't it? If you're next to a volcano and you want to make it erupt on your enemies, these are the people for the job. I actually think that they're designed really well, and I know they're designed really well because they're creeping me out. But yeah, it's a nice dynamic being able to trigger natural disasters. It's something which I had a thought of a few weeks ago, so I'm glad to see something like this is happening. There's also going to be a new scored competition. Now, I do think this is going to be an in-game thing. I don't think it's going to have online leaderboards, although who can sacrifice the most units in one game is an interesting concept. What's going to happen is you're going to have to sacrifice units to volcanoes using these Soothsayers. I'll summarise it for you. Surround a volcano with your units and then make it erupt. It's an interesting concept, but I'm sure, this is a completely different game mode. Stuff like this is what it needs. The final thing with the Apocalypse game mode is that At the end, when you've ruined the Earth, the world enters into an apocalyptic state. So basically, when climate change reaches its maximum level, it is going to be total carnage. Now, considering this giant comet heading for a city is apparently normal behaviour in this game mode, I do not want to know what happens here. That's gonna be total carnage. So it's all very exciting. I'm looking forward to trying it out. Hopefully I'll make a video on it. So now that we've finished talking about the Apocalypse game mode and scary things like that, let's move on and talk about some of the other things which this update on Thursday is bringing. So there's going to be 6 new city-states if you purchase the pack, 2 new resources. Now I don't know what one of them is, but I think one of them's going to be honey. I saw that in the Maya breakdown video we did, so it looks like honey sort of thing could be a luxury resource. And there's going to be 3 new natural wonders. Now, although it doesn't say what these natural wonders are on here, in Potato McWhiskey's video he talked about them and said what they were. What I'm going to do is pretty much add some historical context. So the first wonder which is going to be added is the Bermuda Triangle. Now I'm sure you've heard of the Bermuda Triangle, but I don't know if you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, it's a region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean where ships and aircraft have gone missing. What I find interesting about this wonder in Civ 6 though, is that it's out to sea. What's going to work here? How is that going to work? I don't know if there could be a dynamic where units go missing. I don't know if you could lose units in this natural wonder, or as Potato McWhiskey suggested, could there be promotions for passing through it or something like that? So it'll be really interesting to see exactly how that works. The next thing is the Fountain of Youth. Again, something I'm sure most of you at least have heard of. If you haven't heard of it and don't know what it is though, it's basically a mythical spring that restores the youth of anybody who either drinks or bathes in its waters. Now, whereas we don't know what's going on with the Bermuda Triangle, we don't know exactly what bonuses it's going to give. I think it's a pretty decent bet that the Fountain of Youth is going to give bonus food. I think it's going to give lots of food because life, food, they're very, very linked, aren't they? So this is surely going to give bonus food. And the final natural wonder which is going to get added is the Paititi. Is it Yeah, the Paititi. I think I pronounced that wrong. Also known as the El Dorado. That was a legendary Inca lost city or utopian rich land which allegedly lies off the coast of the Andes in South America. Money. Money, 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 money. That's what this is going to bring. Surely it's going to be full of gold. I definitely want it. I love gold in Civ 6, as I'm sure some of you know. I'm a bit obsessed with it. So this is the kind of thing I want. So that is it for this video, but what did you think? Do you want to see me play and scream when this happens? I'll try not to scream. Do let me know down in the comments. Are you looking forward to the update? I'm sure you are. Who are you going to play as? All that good stuff. Do let me know in the comments. I'm very interested to hear what you've got to think, and I'll talk to you down there. Thank you so much for watching today. If you want to see more content from myself, check out one of our previous videos, maybe the Gran Colombia breakdown or the Maya in 5 minutes. And if you want to see future content from myself, please do subscribe to the channel because I will obviously be making lots of Civ content for at least the next 10 months, and I'm very sure beyond that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today. My name is Alex, and I will see you in another video soon.